You're watching RERUN Media Network. Hello, RERUN Media family. Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We hope your experience with us is fruitful. While we are loading your experience, please do us a quick favor and hit that like button from whichever platform you're watching or listening on. And we do hope you consider hitting that subscribe or follow button so you can check out more of our amazing content. All right, let's start the show.
You dirty bitch! Look what you've done to my peonies!
They're marigolds!
Good God, I think she's right. They are marigolds.
I may not know my flowers, but I know a bitch when I see one! Oh!
Hi, come on now, welcome. Welcome to the Daryl Walter Show. How y'all doing out there? How y'all doing out there? I need somebody to look at their neighbor and just say, I may not know marigolds, honey, but I know a bitch when I see one. The Bible says, Paul and Peter, I know, but who are you? Get away from me. Even Jesus said, don't fool with me. Real recognizes real. And today we're going to recognize some real today. How y'all doing out there? How y'all doing? Hey fam. Hey y'all, tap in. Let me know how you're doing out there for real. Listen, depression is real. Life is real. I'm so glad y'all tuned in. My hope is to make y'all smile. My hope is to make y'all laugh. My hope is to make y'all think. And my hope is, y'all feel some love out there. Whatever y'all going through out there, whatever you've been facing out there this week. How you doing? Tap in. Let me know how you doing. Let me know how you feeling. Let me know how your midweek, your hump day is going. Welcome, everybody, to the Daryl Walter Show. I love y'all for real. Shout out to Pyro Media Network. Shout out to Bullet In-Flight Radio. Greetings, Dr. Holt. Greetings, everybody tuning in, about to tune in. Shout out to everybody listening and watching. And shout out to all of my followers all across all of my social media platforms. Y'all do me a favor, click like, click share, comment. Let me know how you doing, how you feeling, engage. Get the other people to come on in to the room. Subscribe to Pyro Media Network. Listen, Before we get into the show, my producer said, he said, you look like you're trying to find a husband. And I said, listen, I'm not trying to find a husband, but if I am found, okay, it's not a problem. Come on, somebody. I'm not looking, but if you find me, watch out now. Okay. Look at somebody, say, I ain't looking, but if you find me.
Tell them, I'm not gay no more. I am delivered.
Come on, somebody. Listen, this is going to be a whole show, a whole show of hot topics. Shout out to Wendy Williams. I said hot topics. Church announcements. My friends and I, we used to have something where we would get together and we would just call it gumbo. When we want to see each other for a while, we would just gather in the living room, get some little wine, some little cheese and crackers, and just sit down and we would just call it gumbo. It'd just be a little bit of everything. And Dr. Holt, I see you. It is trade season. Let me tell you something. Trade don't want this. Trade can't handle this. Women's win. And listen, in the name of Women's History Month, women know that you are worth more. Don't you sell yourself short. Don't you sell yourself short. Don't you settle for potential. All right. Let's get into it. Okay. Lord. Okay. Ooh. Rest in peace to gospel icon Sandra Crouch. Now, this is going to be a lengthy piece because we need to get into all of this, okay? Sandra Crouch, gospel singer, producer, and tambourine player. We're going to get into that. Passed away at the age of 81. 81? 82, excuse me. She was the twin sister of the late Andre Crouch. Now, I want y'all to watch this video. I don't know how much we're going to show, Kwame, but because there's a lot to unpack, okay? Sandra Crouch, daughter of Zion, okay? Part of the Church of God in Christ, okay? Let me say this before we play the video. Sandra Crouch did not get her just due. Sandra Crouch did not get her just due. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. A lot of artists have not gotten their just due who have contributed to the foundation, to the pillars that uphold gospel music, what we know as traditional gospel music today. Okay? Let's watch this video first, and then I'm going to add my little penny and a half as to why she didn't get the shine, the twin brother of Andre Crouch. That means they thought alike. A lot of stuff that Andre did was because of Sandra. Okay, let's see it.
Sandra Crouch died on Sunday, the 17th of March, and I want to talk about why she matters. Now, I'm not super plugged into the world of gospel anymore. I do still follow a handful of gospel artists on social media, but I really haven't seen that many people posting about her passing, and I don't really understand why, because she is a hugely significant figure in gospel music. Sandra Crouch was, of course, the sister of Andre Crouch, who was a legendary figure in gospel music, completely revolutionized the genre. And she was right there alongside Andre, singing backup and lead on a lot of that stuff that he put out in the 70s and 80s. And a little fun fact, Sandra also played tambourine on the Jackson 5's I Want You Back and ABC. But why does Sandra Crouch matter? Well, there was a gospel label called Light Records that was started in 1966 by this man, Ralph Carmichael. And when it first started, he was putting out artists like this, Jimmy Durante, just random music that he loved. But then he switched up and started putting out gospel records. And early on, he was signing groups like the Oral Roberts Singers, the World Action Singers featuring Richard Roberts. I grew up with some of this stuff. But then in the late 60s, he signed a group called Andre Crouch and the Disciples. And they really put Light Records on the map. They were hugely successful in the world of gospel. And that opened the door for tons of other gospel acts to be signed. The Winans family, Probably my favorite gospel group of all time, the Sweet Comfort Band. That was Brian Duncan's group. People like Crystal Merton, who was one of my mother's favorites, Walter Hawkins and the Hawkins family. All those Love Alive albums were foundational for me and so many other people. Reba Rambo, eventually commissioned, and so many others. If you grew up with gospel music in the 70s, 80s, 90s, then this label itself is iconic for you. But by the early 80s, for whatever reason, Light Records was struggling and they were actually on the verge of bankruptcy. And that's where Sandra Crouch comes in. This is her in the white hat on the right. Ralph Carmichael says that she came into his office at Light Records in 1983 with a fully finished album called We Sing Praises that she had recorded at her father, Benjamin Crouch's church, fully on her own, with her own money. And she asked him to release the album. And of course he did. He had nothing to lose. This was the sister of Andre Crouch. She paid for this album herself. She walked it right into his office. And of course, he released it. And this album had a couple of significant songs on it that ended up helping to define the sound of gospel music in the 80s, particularly choir music in the 80s.
Okay. All right. We can stop right there. Now, y'all got a whole history lesson on Sandra Crouch. Bring Sandra back up. Okay, now take her to the side and bring me back up. Now, listen. We just talking. It's gumbo. Okay, we just gonna have a conversation. Rest in peace, Sandra Crouch. Now, looking at this picture, twin sister of Andre Crouch. Was he ever married? Was Sandra ever married? I love the shoulder pads, and she was a tambourine player. Go with me somewhere. Here's the thing, though. Sandra Crouch is a Grammy Award winning gospel artist, producer. She self-made the album, self-financed the album. She is a child of the Church of God in Christ. Okay. Now, some of y'all not gonna like me on this, and I'm just gonna say this, and I'm just gonna get it off my chest because this is gumbo, and we just having a conversation. I think many gospel artists who may have been alleged to be a part of the LGBTQIA plus community are being written out of gospel history. I think because Sandra Crouch was a woman in the Church of God in Christ, you see how they treat women. They barely respect Karen Clark. They barely respect Karen Clark. And Andre Crouch, I love Andre Crouch. Here's the thing. I've been to the church in Pacoima. The church was in Pacoima that she later on took on and pastored. You know, they gave her a hard time when she went to become a pastor of that church. They did not want her to be a pastor of that church because she was a woman. I also think because she didn't have a husband. Now, I don't know. It's none of my business, but I think, and this is just my thoughts, okay? I think Sandra Crouch and Andre Crouch were a part of the LGBTQ community, allegedly. It is not confirmed. But I think a lot of gospel artists are not respected because of their sexuality, and they are written out of history, but still their work is used. Listen, Andre Crouch and the Disciples had my mother in a chokehold, okay? Back in the day, there used to be a little store called Kmart, okay? And they used to sell these tapes in a bin called a blue light special. They had a little blue light over a bin. They had these tapes. And baby, my mom got that Andre Crouch and the Disciples, and the way we played It Won't Be Long Till We'll Be Leaving. Count the years, that day. Oh. Okay, that's enough. I don't know if that's gonna cost. But you know, they contributed a lot to what we know. What you know as traditional altar call songs, part of music, is because of Sandra Crouch and Andre Crouch. And let's be clear, it is because of them and Sandra Crouch who saved that record label that we hear a lot of the Winans and the Walter Hawkins and all the people. So, you know, I think that's why she's being written out. I think it's a mix of the LGBT and the being a woman. Y'all tell me what you think. Allegedly, let me be respectful. So, and it's if we gonna do a roll call, Dr. Holt, I'm just gonna get this off my chest again. Ricky Dillard, Donald Lawrence, Daryl Coley, Walter Hawkins, Richard Smallwood, James Cleveland. They barely respect Yvette. They barely respect Yvette. And Shirley, her wife, is the one that sang "Oh Happy Days." And a lot of Orlando, oh, rest in peace to Orlando Draper. But I think that a lot of these artists, because of their sexuality, I think that there is a unspoken bias and an unspoken prejudice and discrimination that takes place. That takes place within the Black church. And my producer said to say allegedly. I said allegedly, but y'all know it's true. Y'all know it's well. Bobby Jones is married. I know that doesn't matter, but I don't know about Bobby Jones. I think Bobby Jones is an ally who may have gotten a little tickle tangle back in the day. Oh, Kurt Carr. Let's not forget about Kurt Carr too. He's somewhere in Texas, annoying somebody. Lovely man, but she ain't no joke. Okay, rest in peace to Sandra Crouch. I will do a TikTok down the road, but man, she really needs her flowers, and I don't think the church is gonna do it. They ain't gonna talk about it, okay? Oh, hey, cupcakes. Hey, baby. Hey, how you doing? Lord, did y'all see the NAACP awards? Did y'all see the NAACP awards? First of all, I thought overall it was good. It just felt like good TV. It felt like a real award show, okay? Let's get into the highlights. Some highlights from me. Lord Jesus. Megan Good and Jonathan Majors. There will never be a time that they look like a regular beautiful couple. Lord, no. Oh, Vincent Bohannon, she been one of the girls, honey. Allegedly. Let me leave Vincent Bohannon alone. I don't know him personally, but let's just say if I wanted to, I could. But that's another conversation for another day. Anyways, allegedly. Anyway, don't Jonathan Major look like he smelled like a mix of I don't know, a mix of anxiety and musk? Like his balls got like a layer of cheese across it or something, and his breath smells like freshly brushed Tabasco. Mm? And Megan just stayed. Don't Megan look like she tired? Like not like tired, like like she looks amazing, but she just looks like I just really want our relationship to go back to regular. I am tired of this ultra premium love right now. I'm tired of this gangster love, and I really just I want to go back to Lord, let me stop. I want to go back. What was her ex husband? And she said I want to go back to a regular Jesus kind of love. But her ex husband probably stressed her out too. What's that man's name? Devon. Lord Devon Franklin. I feel like Devon Franklin probably stressed her out too. Like maybe she's attracted to stressful love. Some of us like a little stress to let us know like the love is still there. Because I feel like Devon, like there were so many like layers or standards there, and then she had the judgment of the church folks. And Jonathan, Lord, the sex got to be good. The sex has got to be good. You cannot tell me for 1 second, it's baby, because that's the only way I'm going to stay. That's the only way I'm going to stay. I have to be singing notes I ain't never sang as a solo artist before. Okay. Cause anyways, I got more to talk about on this NAACP. Who else did I say up there? Um, Lord, Fantasia. Fantasia looked good. Fantasia looks good. Titties popping, skin glowing, body yada 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 yada. Okay. The highlight for a lot of people was her acceptance speech. It wasn't the highlight for me, but let's take a look at it because I know y'all loved it. Let's go.
Thank you. I don't even have a speech. Because I didn't think I was gonna win. Ooh. I was afraid to play Celie, but I'm glad I did. Because I kept saying if I don't win an award, the awards that I will win is the people who will watch Color Purple and the women who will relate to her and will feel like Oscars when they walk out. So, I didn't think I was going to win it. But I want to say thank you to my grandmother, who's in heaven right now, and my mother, who was the first queen that I saw, who carried herself with elegance and class, and showed me that any room that I walked in, I didn't have to compete with no one. My mother was a woman that went through a lot of things, but I saw her, after everything she went through, walk out as a queen. With a smile on her face, she always kept God first, and I will continue to do the same. This does not make me, but I thank you for it. But everything that I went through, God, and only God. So, I know before I leave, I want to say to God be the glory. To God be the glory. To God be the glory. For the things that He has done.
Oh my God. Okay. Take Fantasia. Yes. Woo! Okay, let me give y'all a second to shout. I know, yay! Yes, Fantasia. Oh, we love Fantasia. We love her. We love a good come-up story. Fantasia, she needs to make heck, she already doing a gospel album. Her life is a gospel album, it seems like. I loved her speech. I thought it was amazing. My favorite highlight speech, and I should have sent it, was Amanda Gorman. That was the girl, young baby who did the speech at Obama's inauguration, at the second inauguration, a beautiful poet. She had an amazing speech, and I thought it was captivating, and it was amazing. Here's my thing with Fantasia. Ooh, y'all gonna be mad at me when I say this because it's gonna sound shady, and this is probably gonna come back and bite me later on. I just really want Fantasia to kind of like come up with her fashion in her speech. Like, isn't this the second time she didn't have a speech prepared? Ooh, y'all gonna fight me. Let me look. Here's the thing. I feel like Fantasia, we know you can read. Fantasia, we know you don't talk baby talk, okay? Because it was just kind of like, I'm doing beep, beep, beep. Oh, y'all gonna get me. Oh! I wanted to come up a little bit. Lord, y'all gonna let me leave Fantasia alone. It was an amazing speech. And then she finished it with "To God be the glory." Listen, when in doubt, go church. Let me tell you.
You get mad, even if you get
Yes,
offended.
ma'am.
So, what you gonna do? Because I guarantee you can't beat me up.
Let me start practicing. I'm gonna win an award one day. Mark my word. For I don't know what award. It's gonna be a good award. When I get up there, I'm going. This is what I'm gonna do. Hold on, let me practice. I didn't think I was gonna win, so I didn't have a speech. I didn't have a speech prepared, but this is for every. This award is for every young Black boy out there who didn't think he could make it. I want to dedicate this to all the kings and queens out there and just say, I've had some good days. I've had some. I'm going to just bust out in a song. I'm going to just bust out. That's it. When in doubt, go gospel. Speaking of doubt, Amanda Seales took to the internet recently. And let's just hear what she had to say. Because I know some of y'all rolling your eyes. I know some of y'all don't like her. Go ahead, Amanda. Let's hear what she had to say.
I just want to say something. If it wasn't for y'all, I would really think that I ain't doing shit. Because the industry I'm in does not recognize me. And to be clear, I'm speaking about the Black spaces in the industry I'm in. Because y'all know I don't give two damns about any of these other spaces. But the Black spaces is what I'm referring to. Which is largely in part why I've realized I need to shift out of this industry. I don't get invited to Essence Women in Hollywood. I've never been invited to the NAACP Image Awards. I've been nominated for an Image Award. Never been invited to the NAACP Image Awards. Never been honored at Black Girls Rock. I've hosted these events. You know what I'm saying? I literally hosted the BET Awards in 2020 in my house, and I was not invited to the BET Awards since. So I just want to thank y'all for always reminding me that I really am valuable, because the game and the industry that I've been in has never let me know.
Woo! First of all, let me just say, Amanda Seales is absolutely gorgeous. She is brilliant. She is intelligent. She is opinionated and has the facts to back up what she says. And I almost want to say that I almost want to say she's overqualified at times. And I want to use this subject, this particular segment, to talk to you out there who have endeavors or who have goals, who have things that you want to do out there in life. I don't always agree with Amanda Seales, but I love her content. I love that she challenges the status quo. I love that she truly makes me think, even if I don't agree with it. And what I realize is that when you're really talented, when you're really good and you're speaking the truth, it's just not always popular. Amanda Seales is someone who should be at the top of her game. I mean, which she is, but also being at the top of her game, she's someone like Monique. Exactly. You have to be prepared to be outcasted. And on some levels, I can relate to being outcasted. I can relate to, I was just telling Kwame earlier, listen, no matter what, my likes are not tied into my purpose. Come on, somebody. In this world of social media, in this world of followers and followings and Instagram and TikTok and Twitter and X and whatever else you want to call it, people get so caught up in having followers and having likes and having comments. And let me tell you something. I appreciate the engagement and I appreciate everybody watching. But let me help you with something. The Daryl Walter Show, you're going to get the same content, whichever one. You're going to get high off of the show. Whether there's one person watching or whether there's a million people watching. Because my gift, because my purpose, because what I do is not tied into the likes. It's not tied into how many people are watching, but it's tied into my purpose. And that's what we got to realize sometimes. When we stand in our truth, when we truly stand in our gift, sometimes when we're really good, when you excel at stuff, when you're better than everybody, guess what? Everybody is not going to support you. You're not going to get invited to the same things that you help people out for. There are so many times that you're going to come in contact with people that you've helped, that you've befriended, that you've given your last to, that you've bent over backwards for. So many people who have come to places that you're the one who opened the door for them, and they won't even invite you to the celebration party. And I'm just here to tell you, there are times when you are so good, you're not going to be invited to the spot you deserve to be at. But guess what? There's a greater space for you to be at, and there's a greater place. And a lot of times when you are a leader, you are carving out the path. You are carving out a path that others will travel. See, you're on a path that people haven't traveled. When I think about Amanda Seales' career, her true career, tell me another person. She was a member of Floetry. She not only hosted, wrote, and produced the BET Awards during COVID from her house. She has a Netflix comedy special, and she's a comedian, and she's been a singer, a recognized singer, and she's been a radio show host, and she's been so many other things. So there's so many things that she has done across so many genres. A lot of people are so caught up in just being able to accomplish and master one thing. She has had the ability to master so many things. And even in that time, she has stood her ground, and she has stood her moral compasses. And a lot of times when you stand on business, it's just not going to be popular. The right decision is not always a popular decision. I know I went off in a tangent, but that just came out of me because I think Amanda Seales spoke such a truth. A lot of times we get so caught up in yesteryear. It was, I want to have an award, I want to get a Grammy, I want to get an Oscar, and all of those things are wonderful. I want to get this award, I want to be invited to this event, or we have a goal of being in this group. And listen, you can say what you want to say, but we all want to be part of groups and different positions in life. And a lot of times when we don't get invited to the party, when we don't get invited to the next level meeting, we question our talents, we question our gifts, we question our abilities, we question if we're even capable. And my response to you in even thinking about Amanda Seales is, it's not that you don't belong in that group. It's not that you can't make it in there. It's not that you're not good enough. The fact of the matter is you're overqualified. Come on, somebody. The group that you want to be in, you're overqualified for it. You think that you belong in the group, and God is trying to say to you, you're overqualified for that group. You're overqualified for that situation. You're overqualified to be at that job. You're overqualified to be in that relationship. You're overqualified to have that business. You're overqualified to have that show. You're overqualified to have that friendship. You're overqualified. Look at your neighbor and say, I'm overqualified. I didn't even think to look at it like that. Baby, we just gonna run this show and we're gonna do the commercial at the end. Beyonce, Evangelist Beyonce. Look at your neighbor and say, Cowboy Carter. Okay. Now, I absolutely love this for so many reasons. Beyonce's Act 2 is going to be coming out March 29th, right? And Cowboy Carter. Okay. Listen, I'm here for the pissing of the people off. Okay. Now, Beyonce released a statement, and I want to read the statement, y'all. Okay, I want to take my time and read this because she said a lot of thank yous. Notice how she's riding the cowboy backwards. She didn't come to play. Beyonce is intentional. Okay. She said it feels good to see how music can unite so many people around the world while also amplifying the voices of some of the people who have dedicated so much of their lives educating on our musical history. The criticisms I faced when I first entered this genre forced me to propel past the limitations that were put on me. Act two is a result of challenging myself and taking my time to bend and blend genres together to create this body of work. I have a few surprises on the album and have collaborated with some brilliant artists who I deeply respect. I hope that you can hear my heart and soul and all the love and passion that I poured into every detail and every sound. I focused on this album as a continuation of Renaissance. Come on, somebody. I hope this music is an experience creating another journey where you can close your eyes, start from the beginning, and never stop. This ain't a country album. This is a Beyonce album. This Act 2 Cowboy Carter, and I am proud to share it with y'all. Baby, first of all, Beyonce said, I ain't scared of not none of y'all hoes. Okay, that's what she said. She said, Nuck if you buck, I'll be at the door waiting. Okay, I saw how y'all felt when I came up and sang with the Dixie Chicks. And I just came up to do a solo and y'all got real mad. So guess what? I'm going to go in. I bet she started planning the album that night. That night. I bet she started working on the album that night. And I bet you it's country influenced. I bet you it's country influenced, Cupcake. And here's the thing. See, here's what we love about Beyonce. Okay. And here's what I want to say about y'all. That's why I had to keep going. Because not only are you overqualified and not only are you carving your way, but you're creating your own brand to the point the only thing that they can call it is your brand. See, at this point, Beyonce is in the front league and she's telling y'all hoes, I'm beyond the category. Okay, you can't box me up. Okay, I know you thought Renaissance was it, and you thought that's where I was at. Oh no, but I'm gonna take Beyonce to country, and I'm gonna give y'all an album that's Beyonce in country. Okay, because well, how I say this, country is not Beyonce, but Beyonce is country. How does that work? Anyways. What I love about this is Beyonce is opening doors that have been closed to a lot of minority artists, okay? Here's the thing with country music, and here's the thing with a lot of music, especially when it comes to categories. These categories are in a sense holding us back. Country music belongs to everybody, just like R&B music belongs to everybody, just like hip hop music belongs to everybody. And hip hop and R&B has opened the doors for many artists, from Iggy Azalea, Eminem, Pink, and so many others. Danity Kane, who's the baby I love so much? I can't think of a name right now, but she, if I close my eyes, she just sounds like a Black woman. Beautiful voice. Anyways, R&B has opened the doors for so many people, and I think country music for so long has still been held by the gatekeepers. Tori Kelly, thank you, and I love her dearly, Tori Kelly. But country music has been a genre that has been gatekept. You know, and it's been gatekept because of looks, not because of talent. Let's be clear, Money Long was a country artist, and she talks about her experience and how hard it was and how difficult it was to be in the industry. And there's so many wonderful Black artists. Not just, see, y'all only like to name Darius Rucker. There's so many other Black artists besides Darius Rucker that are making it in country music, that are looking to go to the next level in country music. And yeah, listen. Okay, Kwame. She can come to the cookout possibly. Okay. Listen, I was on a roll. On that note, we're going to take a commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to continue on the gumbo conversation, child. We got a lot to talk about. K. Michelle, look, K. Michelle ain't popping like she needs to be. And K. Michelle, I've heard K. Michelle stuff and she's singing. But anyway, let me shut up. Let's go to commercial break. And when we come back, we'll talk some more. I'll see y'all in a minute. Peace.
Because self-care should be luxurious. Luxe Noir.
Hey pilots, did you know that you can now catch the electrifying sounds of Bullet in Flight Radio anywhere you go? Yes, you heard it right. Tune in to the high-flying beats and soaring melodies by downloading the TuneIn app on your mobile device. Just search for Bullet in Flight Radio and hit play. It's that easy. And if you have a smart device like Alexa or Google, just say, "Hey Google," or "Alexa, play Bullet in Flight Radio on TuneIn." Experience the rush of adrenaline wherever you are. Listen to Bullet in Flight Radio on TuneIn using your Alexa or Google devices. Soaring through the skies has never sounded this good. Don't miss out on the ultimate musical journey. Tune in now to Bullet in Flight Radio on TuneIn and let the music take you on an unforgettable ride. Get ready to elevate your listening experience. Brought to you by Bullet in Flight Radio.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Daryl Walter Show. Of course, I am your host, Daryl Walter. Listen, I just wanted to ask, am I giving husband material? Like, do I look like somebody's man? Like, I'm just waiting to go home and, you know, do something husbandy? I don't know. Y'all let me know. Anyways, welcome back to the show. We have... You know, I love my team because they keep me humbled and they keep me in perspective and focused at all times. I love y'all. Shout out to Power Media Network. Anyways, let's move on. Playwright, American playwright and philanthropist and activist, Jeremy O'Harris. Was in a recent interview with BBC, you know, get all the way out of my face. That I can taste the lint in my mouth right now. Ugh. Anyway, I'm trying to be serious. Jeremy O'Harris was in an interview. First of all, Jeremy fine. Jeremy fine, and he's smart. Hey, Jeremy, if you don't have a husband or you in the middle of divorce, hey, I just want to say, hey, that's it. He was in a recent interview with a BBC radio host where he basically talks about in his plays, he has nights where it's what he coins blackout audiences, where only Blacks are invited to the play. Let's take a look.
No one is saying that by inviting Black audiences here, you were uninvited.
On Broadway, there were nights where tickets were only sold to people who identified as Black. Are you going to do that in the West End?
I'm so excited to, yeah.
You are?
Yeah. I mean, I think that one of the things that we have to remember is that people have to be radically invited into a space to know that they belong there. And in most of our country, in most places in the West, poor people and black people have been told that they do not belong inside of the theater.
If the price of that is saying to people who are, just because they're white, you can't come, you're not allowed in this space, does that make you uncomfortable?
Well, no one's saying, listen, there are a litany of places in our country, in all of our countries, that are generally inhabited by only white people. And no one has questions about that. And no one is saying that by inviting black audiences here, you are uninvited. The idea of a blackout night is to say, this is a night that we are specifically inviting black people to fill up this space, to feel safe with a lot of other black people in a place where they often do not feel safe. Let's not act as though we do not know that culturally, black audiences and white audiences respond to things differently.
All right. All right. Take that. Oh, Lord. Jesus, that man is fine. Lord, forgive me. That's not why I'm doing this piece. First of all, let me just say we got some interesting topics coming up. So grab some coffee. You know, if you deep breaths while you're listening to this. What do y'all think? Tap into the comments. Do you agree? Do you not agree? Do you think he's right? Do you think he's wrong? Do you see the point of what he is doing in this situation? Okay, I will say this. I am a member of a choir that is predominantly not black. And it's by choice that I became a part of this choir. And I realized that it's something that I had to seek out that wasn't made readily available to me. Now, I know some of you will see this on the replay, and hopefully some of you will get this message now. Listen. There are certain spaces where, especially when it comes to entertainment and things that as black people, as if you're part of the LGBT community, as women, that maybe spaces we wouldn't normally go to, we should seek out to be in those spaces. And I think what this young man is doing is he is making the radical approach to invite them into a space, into a community where they don't normally feel safe or they don't normally feel welcome. So y'all let me know what you think, okay? Couple of more topics. Christian A. Smith, I follow him on TikTok, the church being called out. Let's just take a look.
I swear straight black men can get away with anything in the black church. Absolutely anything except for telling the truth. We can get away with sleeping with all the members, financial impropriety, not claiming our kids, being verbally abusive from the pulpit, sexual violence. We can get away with being gay as long as we're straight presenting. Believe me, it's a whole lot of P. Diddy's in the pulpit. We can get away with drug abuse, alcoholism, domestic violence, pedophilia. I know of a church in Florida who covered up their pastor's pedophilia for years and finally got rid of them because it was just too many offenses. But let somebody tell an inconvenient truth and stand on it. Let a straight black man tell the truth about the flaws in our theology, or the patriarchy in our culture, or the homophobia in our doctrines, or our codependent relationship with the Bible. I promise y'all, people really don't want the truth. They just want the constant reassurance that what they already believe is true.
You know, so many people, when I reposted this video, and just I noticed in the comments regarding the church, are still protective of the church. I almost think it is almost like a Stockholm syndrome within the black church, where we are so scared to actually hold a lot of these leaders, preachers, men, most of them men, some women too, accountable for the crazy shit that they do. Is anybody tired? Has anybody had enough? Let me just play the second clip, because he was preaching on this one. I just want to tag on to it.
I want the black church to understand tonight that we've been slandering that which we do not understand. We've been slandering the people that can save us. We've been harming the people that can heal us. bigotry. Enough with the lazy people. Enough with the homophobia. Enough with the transphobia. Enough with the destruction on. Enough with the gaslighting. Enough with the spiritual bypassing. Enough with the manipulation. Enough with the condemnation. Especially when you continue to people. You don't call to your room after the service is over. Enough with the hypocrisy. Enough with the hatred.
All right, okay.
Even when you say it nicely.
That's it right there. That's it. Listen, I just had to play those two clips because I don't know about you. I'm just tired of the church. And I shouldn't say that as a Blake. Let me rephrase that because somebody's going to be like, here he go again. I'm tired of the church allowing bullshit to fly under the radar. Okay, is that a right way to say it? You know, I've seen a lot of people who say, well, no, not my church, Daryl, or not every church. Yes, no, not every church. But a lot of times we allow the one church to fly under the radar. We allow one pastor, one minister, one thing to fly under the radar. We allow homophobia to fly under the radar. We allow transphobia to fly under the radar. We allow prejudice to lie under the radar. You know, I want the church to do better, but you know what? Here's the thing. I don't know if the church has intention to do better. Because if the church had intention to do better, they would actually hold accountability to things and people that accountability need to be called out for the sake of people in the church. We have overlooked a lot of damage. We have overlooked a lot of mental anguish. We have overlooked a lot of spiritual abuse, and we have placed it into this place called the Sea of Forgetfulness, which in my opinion probably looks like the Pacific Ocean. Okay, right over there by Santa Monica, just full of just a lot of stuff. And we may have to continue that conversation. But let's get into the last couple of topics, baby, because it's going to right into interracial dating and homophobia. I saw this young man hookah gay, chocolate hookah gay. Lord. And he had a couple of things to say about interracial dating. Let's see if we can knock this out in 5 minutes. Go ahead and play the clip.
Let me tell y'all something. If I go out there and get a white man, I better not hear nothing from other black people. Nothing. I don't give a fuck what white people did in the past. Not my Charles, not my Royston. I'd be damned you talk about my white man. That's my man, my man. I don't give a shit. My white man didn't do shit like them other white people. I don't give a fuck. Every other white person
put a clip on that.
Every other white person could be bad in your fucking mind.
So he posted that video talking about basically, listen, and I'm sure if you got a friend out there, girlfriend, guy friend who said, listen, the dating pool is tight. I'm trying to hold out for a brother, but should that not be available, I'm going to go right on over to Mark with the good credit or whatever. Well, a lot of people gave him a hard time, a backlash, and this is what he responded. This was his response.
Black people shitting on me for being okay dating some white men is always going to be so interesting to me. Because if I have to worry about racism from their family, I got to worry about homophobia in yours. Yeah. Don't swipe. Let's talk about it. Because the homophobia in the black community is through the fucking roof. There's black people consistently shitting on me for showing any signs of femininity at all as a man and saying that I'm ruining the black community. So, like, when you going to speak up on that, Buki? You want to be mad at black people for going to white people when some of those white people actually are treating us well, like want to understand the struggles that we're going through, don't shit on us for expressing ourselves. But then hella black men, straight black men, overwhelmingly the weakest link in our community,
okay,
let's always shitting on other black people.
And let me just say this. We ain't got that much time. Don't worry, y'all. I'm going to send them a video of Kuta Kinte, and we're going to have a little, Black history conversation. But this goes into a deeper conversation, okay? And I want to play this last clip while I have a little bit of time. Play the last clip about dating and courting. Go ahead and play that clip, Kwame.
Many of us don't know how to date who were raised in purity culture because we were taught your dating is supposed to lead to marriage. Many of us were raised by a generation of people who knew nothing of dating because they were taught to court. And just to be clear, so you understand, I'm not just making this up. Courting, by definition, according to Cambridge Dictionary, to court is to have a romantic relationship with someone that you hope to marry. That seems harmless, right? What's wrong with that? Having a romantic relationship with somebody that I hope to marry. That makes sense, but that's not dating. Because according to the same dictionary, to date is to regularly spend time with someone you have a romantic relationship with. There is nothing in there about marriage. You want to know why we have such a hard time with that? If we were raised in purity culture and we got the theology of partnership, because we were raised to believe you can't be romantically involved with somebody you're not married to.
Okay.
Because we were taught abstinence until marriage. So even when we come out of that just a little bit, a lot of us still hold on to the idea that if I'm going to be romantically involved with you, we need to be working towards marriage. So a lot of us get into relationships with people when we're courting them and they're dating
us. My God. And I don't think we take into consideration.
Okay, y'all, I ain't got that much time, but we about to come to a close. And as I come to a close, I don't know why we're ending it with dating. But so many people, like that young man earlier, are dating off of physicalities and material things. Oh, if he does this for me, and if he has this. A lot of people are dating out of their trauma and what they don't have or what they require in terms of what they didn't have from childhood. Okay. And a lot of us are dating somebody who's not really even dating us. Come on, somebody. For me, as I'm learning to date, as I'm learning to get myself for whatever relationship is being called into my future, what I do know is that before you date anybody else, you got to be able to date yourself. And before you go looking for something or someone and something else, and you say, well, it's because they're black and this person treats me better because they're white, that is not the case. People are going to treat you according to how you teach them to treat you. And a lot of times we just got to get on the same page to understand that if I don't love myself, if I don't treat myself and respect myself and show myself how I want to be dated, how can we expect someone else to show us the love that we want? How can we expect someone else to show us the honor, the romance, and the love that we so desire? This is not a white thing. This is not a black thing. This is not a gay thing. This is not a straight thing. This is a love thing. And now, moving forward, we've got to make it a mission and a goal to lead with love and not with trauma. All right, y'all. That's it. I'm done with the Daryl Walter Show. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Thank you for watching Pyro Media Network. For more information, please visit pyromedianetwork.com.